Listen, we need to have an honest conversation about Love Island USA Season 7 and the moments that had us literally pausing our TVs to recover from secondhand embarrassment. I'm talking about those instances where you could physically feel the awkwardness radiating through your screen, where every fiber of your being wanted to fast forward, but you simply couldn't look away. We all know cringe when we see it, that visceral, uncomfortable feeling when someone does or says something so awkward that you feel embarrassed for them, especially when they seem completely oblivious to how uncomfortable they're making everyone else. And Season 7 served up enough genuine cringe to last several lifetimes, from conversations that should have stayed in someone's head, to social interactions that missed every possible mark. This cast delivered some of the most beautifully uncomfortable television moments we've witnessed. These aren't just dramatic moments or messy situations, these are the instances that made you physically recoil and wonder how someone could be so completely unaware of what they were doing. So grab something soft to hide behind, maybe prepare some emotional support snacks, and let's dive into the moments from Love Island USA Season 7 that redefined what it means to experience secondhand embarrassment. And if you want more content like this, please hit that subscribe button for me and let me know in the comments whether I missed any of your cringiest moments. Thank you, love you. Okay, now back to the list. 16. The Milk Transfer Challenge Horror Show. Love Island's What's Your Beef Challenge proved that sometimes physical challenges can create the most uncomfortable social moments. Contestants had to move milk from mouth to mouth, which sounds bad enough. But then came the emotional aftermath. The challenge pairing of Taylor and Olandria revealed details about their present relationship. Their initial passionate kiss pierced the messiness and exposed a nascent physical spark. They demonstrated trust and their readiness to accept the villa's crazy assignments. As onlookers saw them cooperate through the challenges and put up with a strange milk transfer that necessitated intimate physical contact, the cringe was watching people try to create romantic chemistry through dairy products, while everyone else had to witness this alleged intimacy. Number 15. Bella's boundary strategy backfire. Here's a lesson in how good intentions can create maximum awkwardness. Bella's decision to maintain her physical boundaries and only give cheek kisses was admirable in theory, but brutal to watch in practice on a show where physical connection often determines survival. Maybe it wasn't the most strategic move for Bella to offer cheek kisses and nothing more to her potential lovers, but I do respect her for standing by her principles and not bending the game to her will by throwing out kisses like beads at a Mardi Gras parade. However, there is a way to win this game, and it does not involve restraint. The cringe was watching someone stick to their values, while simultaneously watching those values guarantee their elimination. It was like witnessing someone bring moral principles to a makeout competition. Number 14. Taylor's communication failure marathon. Sometimes cringe comes in the form of watching someone agonize another person through complete inability to be honest. Taylor's situation with Olandria was like watching emotional agony in slow motion.
I have been so motherfucking real with Taylor. I cannot express how fucking angry I've been. I've been holding this shit together. I've been taking shit on the chin every motherfucking day, being dumped left and motherfucking right. Not once did I ever question my worth. What do you need from me? What do you need from this fucking connection? You couldn't say shit. And the girl get in here and give you fucking 3 days of attention and you fucking go?
Taylor Williams was incapable of telling Olandria that he was just not that into her, even though she was clearly very into him. The mental gymnastics required to avoid saying, "I'm not feeling it," while someone poured their heart out was genuinely painful to watch. Instead of honest communication, we got weeks of mixed signals and false hope that made everyone uncomfortable. Watching someone choose prolonged awkwardness over a single difficult conversation was peak secondhand embarrassment. Number 13, the Casammore tearful goodbye fake out. Sometimes the most cringe moments come from emotional manipulation disguised as television drama. After the forced Casammore recouplings, Olandria and Nick were dumped from the series and their departures were highly emotional. The cringe wasn't just in watching people get emotionally devastated by a twist, it was in learning that the whole thing was essentially a fake out. They choose to recouple, admitting they've always had chemistry and enjoyed their kisses and challenges. Watching genuine grief over elimination turn into "surprise, you're back" was like witnessing emotional whiplash in real time. The secondhand embarrassment came from realizing everyone's tears were essentially performance art. Number 12. Ace's Don't Call Me Babe relationship rules. Let's talk about a moment that perfectly captures the art of making someone feel terrible for basic human affection. When Amaya coupled up with Ace, she did what most people do in romantic situations. She used terms of endearment. Apparently, this was a grave mistake. Ace explicitly told her not to touch him or call him babe, creating uncertainty around his intentions.
Even babe is like a lot for me too. And I know she like to say that a lot.
Oh my God, so you want me to stop calling you babe? Damn.
Yeah, like that's, yeah.
I'm about to walk away for real, cause you about to piss me off. You trying to make it seem like I'm like being so pushy right now.
I want us to be able to communicate without you like feeling some type of way. The names, the touchy, like I feel like being very passive aggressive right now.
But here's what made it peak awkward. He delivered these relationship commandments like they were reasonable boundaries rather than emotional punishment for someone showing interest. The second-hand embarrassment came from watching someone get reprimanded for normal affectionate behavior while everyone had to pretend this was acceptable communication. It's giving emotional unavailability disguised as standards energy. Number 11. You cry too much public announcement. During the brutal Stand on Business challenge, what was supposed to be lighthearted shade became an uncomfortable intervention. Austin admitted to writing the letter and also said that it came across as harsher than he intended. Ace and Zach also chimed in and shared their grievances with Amaya, while Brian defended her. The cringe wasn't just in the letter itself, it was watching three grown men decide that a public challenge was the perfect time to gang up on someone about their emotional expression.
Zach, you had every opportunity to tell me that when we were sitting off the field, and now you waited till this moment to speak to me in front of 20 other people here. I don't even want to continue on speaking to you anymore.
The timing was spectacularly awful, and watching someone have to defend their right to have emotions on national television was deeply uncomfortable for everyone involved. Number 10. The processing drama weaponization. When someone gives you a completely reasonable response to major life news, turning it into a personal attack reaches advanced levels of cringe. Jeremiah's mature admission that he needed time to process learning about Huda's daughter somehow became relationship warfare.
I am a mom.
Oh my God, hold on, let me. You're a mom?
I wanted to look at me.
Hold on, I can't.
Okay.
Man, that is a fucking bomb. I can't even lie. I did not expect that.
It's a bomb?
Not in a bad way, just like that's a lot of news.
He assures Huda that nothing's changed between them. The mental gymnastics required to transform "I need time to think about this significant information" into "you're rejecting me and my child" was genuinely impressive in its irrationality. Watching someone weaponize healthy communication was like seeing emotional intelligence get punished for existing. Number 9. Nick's mixed signal masterpiece. According to post-elimination revelations, we apparently witnessed one of the most expertly executed cases of leading someone on. Bella's accounts painted a picture of reassurance and future planning right up until the moment of complete public blindsiding. Bella shared that Nick absolutely did make it seem like he might have picked me that night when he chose Sierra instead, explaining that she definitely called him out about being stuck between herself and Sierra.
I think that you know that I like you, but I also was looking at the facts of the past 2 days. And so when that recoupling came up, I thought to myself, I had this moment in the hideaway with her, like those conversations. And I think it would be wrong with me to not go with that. But I still am interested in you.
To me, last night, you just threw a curveball. And I really didn't appreciate that at all. I wish the moment you knew you were feeling her more, you would have communicated that with me.
Right.
Because you made me look like a fool last night.
The cringe was watching Bella sitting there completely confident she was safe, genuinely believing Nick would choose her based on all their conversations and reassurances. Then came the moment of pure second-hand embarrassment, watching her face as Nick stood up and walked past her to pick Sierra instead. The emotional whiplash of going from "I'm definitely getting picked" to "wait, what just happened?" in real time was genuinely painful. Number 8. The photo booth betrayal. Sometimes the most cringy moments come from watching someone get publicly humiliated by information they should have received privately. Poor Bella had to learn about Nick's wandering lips through villa gossip rather than honest communication. The baseball challenge brings Bella's chances up to 50-50 with Nick, but it's unsettling for Bella how quickly Nick flips over to her, and her gut instinct is right. Moments later, he shares an intimate moment with Sierra in the photo booth. Awkward. But the real cringe came during the recoupling when Nick mentions his rendezvous with Sierra in the photo booth, and Bella and the other Islanders are visibly shocked. Imagine finding out your romantic interest was making out with someone else to a public announcement during elimination. Number 7. The hurricane bathroom incident. After America voted to break up Huda and Jeremiah, what followed was a full-volume emotional explosion that could be heard throughout the villa. Instead of checking in on Huda, Jeremiah appeared to shut down and close off, focusing on Charlie leaving rather than the fact that the relationship he'd been in since the beginning was on shaky ground. But here's where it reached maximum cringe. After the verbal demolition was audible from 3 rooms away, there was genuine shock that the target didn't immediately rush in to provide emotional support. It was truly breathtaking to witness. The complete inability to connect cause and effect, that screaming at someone might not inspire them to comfort you, was almost impressive in its disconnect from reality. Number 6, the day 4 marriage energy delusion. Let's talk about relationship timelines that moved faster than light speed. We're looking at two people discussing their unbreakable bond and positioning themselves as the villa's parental figures before they'd even survived their first minor disagreement. By day 4, we had someone talking about long-term compatibility and emotional maturity like they were reviewing a mortgage application.
We just talked about family. I really do see a future with Jeremiah.
The intensity was genuinely concerning, and watching it unfold was like witnessing someone fall in love with the concept of being coupled rather than the actual human in front of them. The complete territorial marking that began the second those beautiful bombshells walked through the door made the whole thing even more uncomfortable to watch. Number 5, the location sharing romantic gesture. Few things scream healthy relationship vibes quite like requesting GPS tracking after knowing someone for 4 days. The complete confidence with which this surveillance request was presented as a romantic milestone was fascinating to observe. But she insisted because she said she has trust issues. I have trust issues, so obviously you should accommodate my need to monitor your every movement is not the cute couple milestone it was framed as. What made it extra uncomfortable was the genuine shock when this perfectly reasonable boundary was maintained. Apparently, voluntary tracking was supposed to be relationship goals rather than a massive red flag wrapped in romantic packaging. 4. The heart rate challenge, overperformance. During what should have been playful villa entertainment, things went significantly off the rails. We're talking about a performance that made an entire villa of people who'd witnessed weeks of messy behavior all agree that someone had crossed several lines simultaneously. The cringe wasn't just in the performance itself, it was in watching it happen, while Shelley, Ace's partner, and allegedly a close friend, had to sit there and witness the whole thing. Using a challenge as an excuse to get handsy with your friend's man while she watches is peak uncomfortable territory. But what really sealed the secondhand embarrassment was the defense. It was just a challenge, because nothing says supportive friendship like using game rules to justify making your bestie deeply uncomfortable on national television. Number 3, Huda's pancake obsession pattern. Picture this, using breakfast preparation as a litmus test for romantic compatibility not once, but twice with different men. Huda's pancake-related relationship drama became a genuinely uncomfortable pattern to witness throughout the season. First, there was Jeremiah in episode 9, when Huda said he undercooked her pancakes and asked him to do more, turning simple breakfast prep into evidence of neglect and unmet expectations. Then later, with Chris, pancake quality once again became grounds for relationship evaluation.
And this morning, he gave her 2 pancakes and gave me 1, gave her a flower and gave me none. So I'm like...
The cringe wasn't just in arguing about pancakes, it was watching someone genuinely believe that breakfast execution was a valid measure of romantic investment. The complete seriousness with which pancake preparation was treated as relationship currency was genuinely uncomfortable to witness. What made it peak awkward was the pattern recognition, realizing this wasn't a one-off weird moment, but an actual recurring theme where pancake quality determined romantic worth. Number 2, the Moon River breakup serenade. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the Hall of Fame level of cringe. Let me set the scene for you. Huda and Chris are sharing a romantic candlelight dinner on the water when they decide to unpack their issues, leading them to call it quits. As the pair sits there in silence, sharing glances with each other, a singer comes out to perform a romantic song, making the moment even more awkward.
Oh, glad when you're saying that.
Once the date was over, Chris left Huda, leaving her to walk through the water alone. The timing was so exquisitely awful, it felt like cosmic comedy. Watching two people sit through a romantic serenade immediately after ending their relationship was like witnessing social torture in real time. The singer, bless her soul, had no idea she was providing the soundtrack to a breakup. The forced politeness required to sit through an entire romantic performance while your relationship burned down around you was almost too much secondhand embarrassment to handle. Number 1, the Mamacita confusion spiral. And here we have it. The single most genuinely bewildering moment in Love Island history. When Huda decided to share her biggest secret with Nick, that she's a mother, his brain apparently short-circuited in the most spectacular way possible.
Mommy.
Mommy?
I'm a mom.
Mamacita.
No, I'm a mommy.
A mom of what? A dog?
I have a daughter.
Like in real life?
Yeah.
Like a daughter, like a real baby?
Yeah, like a human child.
That is comedy gold.
The genuine confusion, the random Spanish endearment, the assumption she meant a pet, it was like watching someone's thought process completely derail in real time. The fact that Nick was completely serious throughout this entire exchange made it simultaneously endearing and deeply cringy. What really sealed this as the ultimate cringe moment was Nick's later admission. "Sometimes I confuse myself." We could tell, honey. The man became an accidental meme and didn't even understand his own thought process, which somehow made it even more perfect in its awkwardness. Honorable mention, Amaya's "no, we don't want to do that" meltdown. Sometimes cringe comes in the form of completely disproportionate reactions to expected outcomes. During a villa elimination that everyone saw coming, Amaya's response reached operatic levels of drama. During a recoupling, Amaya and her castmates were forced to decide which islander to dump. As several people burst into tears, Amaya cut through the sound of muffled cries, shouting,
No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that, though.
The moment went viral online, with one TikTok user writing, "This is cinema." The secondhand embarrassment came from watching someone react to a standard Love Island procedure like it was a personal tragedy. The volume, the repetition, the complete inability to accept that eliminations are literally part of the show format. It was uncomfortable television at its finest. And there you have it. The moments from Love Island USA Season 7 that redefined what it means to hide behind your hands while watching television. This season served up enough genuine cringe to make us all grateful for our boring off-camera lives. The beautiful thing about reality TV is that it captures authentically human moments, including the spectacularly uncomfortable ones. Sometimes those cringy instances are exactly what make these shows so compellingly watchable. We see ourselves in these social disasters and think, there but for the grace of not being on television go I. What made this season particularly fascinating was how these moments revealed the gap between how people think they're coming across and how they actually appear to everyone else. The Mamacita confusion showed genuine bewilderment becoming accidental comedy. The Moon River Serenade proved that sometimes the universe has a sense of humor about our worst moments. So here's to 2025's Love Island USA Season 7, a season that proved sometimes the most compelling television comes from watching people navigate social situations with the confidence of someone who has no idea how they're actually doing. These moments remind us that we've all had our cringy instances. These islanders just had theirs filmed in high definition and turned into TikTok gold. That's all the cringe analysis for today, but honestly, reality TV never fails to deliver those perfectly uncomfortable moments that make us appreciate the safety of our couches. Until next time, remember that genuine cringe comes from authentic human awkwardness, and this season delivered that in spades. Spilling the tea, one uncomfortable truth at a time.